Hey guys, I hope all y'all are doing well. Um, Today I'm bringing you another devotional based on the devotional that I'm doing. It's an 11-day plan, and I'm currently on day 5 out of 11. Today's devotional is titled Emotions. Have you ever made an emotional decision? Here's what I mean: you're struggling with something tough. You have a lot invested into the outcome, and you think you even know what you should do. You hang in there, but you have a lot of other things going on in your life, so it's hard to focus. Finally overcome by your stresses, probably including some external influences, you give in. You abandon the original plan because it's just too hard. You should take, or you can't take the pressure anymore. And this is when you find the real trouble actually comes to start. Now you have to deal with the fallout of giving in. How many times in your life have you done something like this where you had to deal with the fallout, whether you're with finances or relationships? we don't like to think about our, we don't like to think of ourselves as emotional. Women are emotional, not us. We're strong, we're logical, and we're thinkers. But the truth is, all humans are emotional beings. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how God made us. It's when we allow those emotions to drive our actions that we find ourselves in trouble. I'll be the first to admit, been there, done that. In today's reading, we pick up where Samson and the Philistine drinking buddies slurping adult beverages. These guys hate him, but they're content to stay as long as he's buying. Samson decides to mess with them, so he makes them bet that he can tell them a riddle that they won't be able to solve. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I will give you a hint. Samson is basically bragging about breaking his second rule: don't touch anything dead. Excuse me. When they can't figure out the answer, they threaten Samson's fiancee to pressure her into giving it to them. When they smugly give him the right answer on the last day, Samson realizes immediately what happens. Now, here's what I really want you to see here. Because Samson allowed his impulses and his emotions to lead him, rather than God's Spirit, he made one bad decision after another. Samson never corrects course, but even when it's time to pay for his consequences, for his own actions, still God's strength never leaves him. Our strength comes from the Lord. He made us to be warriors, after all, which is precisely why we need to let His Spirit lead us. When we have to be able to discern what, when, where, how, and how to fight, and we need to fight only for the things that are truly worth fighting for, don't trust emotions. Trust God who is within you. Judges 14, verses 11 through 19. When the people saw him, they chose 30 men to be his companions. Verse 12. Let me tell you a riddle, Samson said to them. If you can give me the answer within the 7 days of the feast, I will give you 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes. If you can't tell me the answer, you must give me 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes. Tell us a riddle, they said. Let's hear it. Verse 14, he replied, out of the eater something to eat, out of the strong something sweet. For 3 days they could not give an answer. Verse 15, on the fourth day, they said to Samson's wife, coax your husband into explaining the riddle for us, or we will burn you and your father's husband or household to death. Did you invite us here to steal our property? Verse 16, then Samson's wife threw herself on him, sobbing, you hate me, you don't really love me. You've given my people a riddle, but you haven't told me the answer. I haven't even explained it to my father or mother, he replied. So why should I explain it to you? Verse 17. She cried the whole 7 days of the feast. So on the 7th day he finally told her because she continued to press him. She in turn explained the riddle to her people. Verse 18. Before sunset on the 7th day, the men of the town said to him, what is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion? Samson said to them, if you had not plowed with my heifer, you would not have solved my riddle. Verse 19, then the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon him. He went down to Ashkelon, Ashkelon, struck down 30 of their men, stripping them of everything, and gave their clothing to those who had explained the riddle. Burning with anger, he returned to his father's home. Romans 7:15 says this: I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate, I do.
Why are you recording a video?
And lastly, Galatians 5:16 and 17 says, So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of your flesh. 17. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They're in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. So I hope you guys are encouraged by that. For whenever you guys see this video, and I hope that you're able to take this and apply it to your life whenever you get to see this and are encouraged by it. Hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and keep your heads up on, or keep your heads held high, and keep driving on. See you in the next video.